Good afternoon and welcome to the August 11th, 2025 meeting of the Orlando City Council. We're going to begin today's proceedings with the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance, today led by Commissioner Shan Rose. Commissioner?
Good afternoon, everyone. If you all would bow your heads, those who would like to participate in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for letting us live to see another day. Thank you for bringing everyone in this room to kind of share in how we move the city of Orlando forward. I ask that you continue to watch over all of us and give us the strength to continue to lead this city and watch over everyone, protect our staff and everyone that oversees this city, making sure that we are making sound decisions for this community. I ask for a great school year as our students have gone off to school, praying over our teachers, our faculty, and Orange County Public Schools as a whole. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, then, let's call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll and make a determination of quorum, please?
Commissioner Gray?
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz?
Here.
Commissioner Stewart?
Here. Here.
Commissioner Stewart is appearing virtually from Austria, I believe. Is that what he said, Austria?
Commissioner Sheehan?
Here.
Interim Commissioner Rose?
Here.
Commissioner Burns?
Here.
Mayor Dyer?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First item of business is a consideration of minutes. Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan from the City Council meeting of July 14th, the agenda review meeting of July 14th, and the workshop of July 14th. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. And we are right into the mayor's update. I've just got a couple little things. Number one, I want to invite everybody to the 2025 State of the City Address, which is next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow, August 19th at the Plaza Live, and we will continue to celebrate Orlando's 150th anniversary as we reflect on our city's evolution. And speaking of the 150th anniversary milestone, I want to thank the commissioners and staff. I want to thank all the commissioners at the community groups for organizing special service events in your districts. I had an opportunity to visit all 6 of them, and I was impressed with how many residents and city employees too turned out to showcase our kindness and compassion. So thank you all for that. And then I just have one item of note on the agenda. And sometimes we have really important items that just don't get enough notice. And that's the update on lift station number 2, which serves most of Northwest Orlando in our downtown area, and it is over 70 years old. So we want to make sure that that lift station continues to function without incident, especially with hurricane season approaching. So sometimes some of the things that are just buried below our roads and other infrastructure areas are some of the most important that we want to make sure continue to operate effectively. So with that, we'll move to the consent agenda, and that's a number of items that are voted on through a single vote of council. We give each of our commissioners an opportunity to comment on the consent agenda as well as to update you on extremely important things happening in their districts. We rotate the order that we do that. Commissioner Rose is first up today. Commissioner.
We have a lot of, good afternoon, everyone, again. So we have a lot of special things on the agenda, but one special thing I would like to do is I would like to wish everyone to sing Mayor Dyer happy birthday. Last Thursday was his birthday. Commissioner Ortiz, you gonna lead the charge? All right, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dyer. Happy birthday to you. So I love to see him red. I love to see him red like my shirt, so I wanted to embarrass him real quick.
How many? There's not a 0 after it, and it's not double numbers. So you can figure it out from there.
So, all right, some updates in the district. We sent all of the kids back to school today. We gave them a lot of tools and resources for a successful year. I am proud to say that special shout out and thank you to the FPR team. All 6 of the neighborhood centers hosted back to school events. We had a lot of great partners. I'm gonna name them all because I wanna make sure everybody gets their recognition, so bear with me. I wanna thank the Orlando Magic, Orlando City Soccer, Orlando National Panhellenic Council, Daily Bread Distribution Center, Mercy Drive Kids Zone, Paramore Kids Zone, I Hope Mentoring, Central Florida Diaper Bank, Mount Olive AME Church, 26 Health, One Heart for Our Women and Children, Kidsville Academy, Turner Construction, Second Harvest Food Bank. I want to thank Orlando Fire Department, City of Orlando Youth Employment, Elite Academy, Gaining Resources for Outreach, Baby Institute Outreach and Alumni Specialists, Early Learning Coalition of Orange County, Community Coordinated Care for Children, Simply Healthcare, LifeStance Health, Femi Bag, UCP of Central Florida, Care Access, Circle of Men, Protect Peace, 5-Star Outreach, Blissful Curves, Black Caucus Local 1596 ATU of Orlando, Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church, and Black Women's Roundtable. So it was a complete community collaboration to make sure that our kids went off to a successful school year. So I want to thank everyone. I want to thank the Florida Department of Health and all of their staff. We wrapped up this summer bringing the dental bus to all of the District 5 neighborhood centers, as well as New Image. The bus will be back when school starts and kind of gets a groove of things. We'll be at Rock Lake Elementary during this upcoming school year. Through a partnership with Electric Daisy Carnival, we will be ensuring that local members of the community will have job opportunities. So for those who do not, please follow the District 5 Instagram and Facebook page. I will be posting more details. It's great when our community partners can come together and make sure that they provide job opportunities for the residents in this community. Glad to recently celebrate International Drowning Prevention Day alongside Children's Safety Village, the Zach Foundation, the Florida Department of Health, and many local leaders. We had a roundtable discussion on ways to encourage our community members to get their children swim lessons. This is more safety measures as we prevent drownings. I want to also thank FPR again. At the Northwest Center this week, we will be making sure that all students over the next couple of weeks, all of our participants at the Northwest Center all have swim lessons so we have 100%, all of our kids know how to swim. I want to thank United Against Poverty over the month of July within Paramore and Ivy Lane, at the Jackson Center and at the Ivy Lane Neighborhood Center. We provided groceries and resources to uplift the lives of the residents in the community. Starting this Friday, August 15th, kicks off Visit Orlando's Magical Dining. I'm glad to see several District 5 restaurants participate. To get a full list, go to magicaldining.com. I want to thank the Tri-County League of Cities for hosting a special summer meeting to discuss hurricane forecasting. It was a partnership with Duke Energy at UCF downtown with a lot of the Tri-County leaders. Had a great time with Commissioner Stewart and the Orlando Main Street directors. We had a meet and greet with Dion. She's the Chief Officer of National Main Streets, and we're ready to strengthen Orlando Main Streets. For those that don't know, the Main Streets are the culture in the middle of our communities, uplifting our small businesses within our community. And so the last community-related thing. So this summer, I've had a lot of time to spend with the families, and I realized that there is a gap for the youth in our community, and I'd like for us to figure out how do we serve autistic youth within our community. Autism, there's a lot of variations of autism, and I found that a lot of our families are struggling to get their kids into different centers and programming. So I'd like for us to figure out, Lisa and the FPR team, I'd like for us to figure out how do we open our doors to some of the autism organizations within the community so that we can serve our children. For me, one that stuck out, I had a community pool party at the Jackson Center, and I had a family that was there. Mom brought her son to come swimming. She said she hadn't seen that at any of the other centers, and she said she came, and she said she was sad that she had to leave when the rest of the kids started to come to the pool because her son would be too scared to swim and participate. And so it broke my heart because she said that she's been trying to integrate him and figure out ways for him to become more engaged with other kids in the community. And I ended up talking to some of the kids because I know a lot of the kids in the neighborhood, and I told them, hey, this is my friend Max, I need y'all to play with him. And so want to be able to figure out how do we do programming to address the autism needs in our community. Some are not as severe as others. Some of it is just they can function normally, it's just they might be too shy, or there might be other things. So I'd like for us to really figure that out. How do we move forward with that? Onto the agenda, 3A2, I'm glad for us to expand our partnership with Central Care Mission of Orlando. The funding will be used to support residents with mental health challenges and/or substance abuse disorders, focus on the outcomes of placement into residential treatment and permanent housing. 3B10, I'm glad for us to work with a contractor to finish the Downtown Gap Bike Trail. This is part of our commitment to commuters and recreational riders to enjoy a convenient, easy way to get around the city. 3C2, I am glad that we are allowing, we are exploring and opening opportunities for non-conforming lots to maximize the amount of housing. Tim Green is here representing for that item. I am also glad to see the increase on 3C4. I'm glad to see an increase of retail tenants coming to Paramore. 805 West Central, there are multiple suites, and we are welcoming a pet boarding facility and an art studio. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Burns.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, fellow commission members, as well as our attendees. On July 16th and 30th, had the opportunity to attend the OPD Senior Safety Summit at Smith Center and L. Claudia Allen Senior Center. And some of the topics that were covered were such as fraud prevention, keeping their homes safe with crime prevention suggestions, as well as offering residential assessments. I'd like to thank my police liaison, Corporal Rogers, for coming up with the idea for this Senior Safety Summit. What she did is each month we get statistics on crime that's happening in our districts, and she saw that there was an increase in fraud types of crimes. And so she immediately thought, what does this mean for our seniors? So just thank you to Corporal Rogers for coming up with this idea, and I'm sure you all may see other senior safety summits in your district. But I would also like to acknowledge Carl Anderson, who assisted Corporal Rogers in developing a thorough and informative safety video that I understand may be used citywide. So again, great work by Corporal Rogers, again, anticipating some of the needs that our community members may have. Also, July 22nd, I'd like to say thank you to the Chief. Had an opportunity to attend the Chief of Police meeting at Grand Avenue Neighborhood Center. Had a great turnout, a lot of good questions, and I'd just like to say thank you, Chief, for continuing to meet with the community. Also on July 23rd, I hosted my satellite office hours. I thoroughly enjoyed the Family Parks and Recreations City Showcase at DPAC. All of the centers put on a phenomenal presentation, and I was just blown away by the creativity of those kids. So I think this is something that I will never miss again, because it's just uplifting and just seeing all the support and, again, the creativity. And I will say the centers in District 6, I personally believe always performs at a high standard, but I think every district had, every center did great, really great. Also, thank you, Mayor, for coming by Eagles Nest. We celebrated Orlando's 150 by cleaning up Lake Fran and Eagles Nest, and we had some good attendance there as well. On August 5th, I had the opportunity to attend a reception for the FAMU Board of Trustees, welcoming President Marva Johnson, who's the new president of Florida A&M University. And one of the first things I mentioned to her is we need to make sure that we keep the Florida Classic here in Orlando forever. So I was trying to get her commitment on that, and she loves the Classic, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Upcoming events, on August 22nd, I will be hosting my 5th for Children's Celebrity Golf Tournament at Shingle Creek. It's not too late to be a sponsor. Purchase a foursome or attend our inaugural golf clinic. So again, please, the proceeds from this golf tournament goes to support scholarships for kids living in District 6. Also, I will be having my satellite hours Wednesday, August 27th from 9 to 4 at the L. Claudia Allen Senior Center. Mayor, on the agenda, under the mayor 3A2, just again would like to also express my support for the funding agreement with the Central Care Mission of Orlando. They do great work addressing some of the issues of our community members who are experiencing homelessness, dealing with mental health or substance use disorder. And this particular agreement is focusing on getting them into residential treatment and hopefully permanent housing. So again, kudos to Spence and his team that do great work over there. Also under housing, 3F1, the funding agreement extension for the Homeless Services Network, fully in support of that. Also, I know this is not the city's agenda, but under CRA, I would like to express my support for 4D, the restaurant program funding agreement for the District Gastro Hospitality Group, one of my favorite restaurants. That even though it's not in District 6, I do come in District 5 to eat, and I see we have one of the principals here, so thank you for everything you all do. And with that, Mayor, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Gray.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of announcements and thank yous to folks. On the 16th of July, I was part of a tour of the HCA UCF Teaching Hospital out at Lake Nona. And they demonstrated to us their use of AI to help the doctors and the nurses in their transcribing of the medical treatments and procedures. So it's pretty amazing what AI can do in the medical world, whereby doctors and nurses can simply speak into their phones, and AI translates that and makes sure everything's spelled correctly. And it's a lot easier than doctors having to stop and write their reports. So that was kind of interesting what they're doing out there. So congrats to HCA and UCF. On the 22nd, Tavistock Development Company held a community meeting virtually. We had almost 250 residents that listened to all the different things going on in Lake Nona. So I want to thank them for taking the time to prepare that and share with neighbors what's going on in the Lake Nona area. On the 23rd of July, Chief Smith and his team came out for a Meet the Chief at Randall Park. Always a good time. Residents really enjoy that, so I want to thank Chief Smith and the team for making the effort to interact with the neighbors. The following night, on the 24th, we did our National Night kickoff. National Night Out is coming in 2 months on October 7th. So that was our kickoff to get the neighborhood leaders energized and the whole party. So that's coming up, and thanks to everybody for doing that. And finally, to kind of dovetail what Commissioner Burns said, I was fortunate enough to be invited to a dinner on the 5th with Marva Johnson, the new president of FAMU, and she's an impressive lady, and I'm sure she'll do a good job up there. So best wishes to her. Finally on the agenda, 3B15, Poitras Park, the pre-construction agreement, fully support that, and it continues to add to the recreational opportunities we have for city residents. So I'm glad to support that. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Ortiz.
Well, since Commissioner Stewart's not here, and I'm here.
I bet he's going to
guess
talk.
I'll have all that time to talk, right? So, anyhow, hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing good and had a nice weekend. From July the 18th until August 8th, we had a number of events for back to school season, with a morning event where backpacks were given back to the students. I like it when the sound was a little louder. Ed, over there. Thank you. We culminated with the one at Dover Shores, where we had also the police teaching our kids safety measures for when they use their scooters or their bikes or tricycles or whatnot, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you to the Orlando Police Department for those dedicated officers that came out, including my aide, my liaison officer, Ms. Gladys Justiniano, who did a great job, and all the team, David and everybody else. So I got the chance to ride the bike for a little bit. You know, old habits die hard. Anyhow, on July 24th, the City of Orlando 16th Neighborhood Center students took the stage at the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. That was quite a show. It was a showcase this year's city showcase, hundreds of summer campers performed choreographed routines to popular music, showcasing weeks of hard work in dance, custom design, and stage preparation. More than just a performance, the showcase highlights the city's commitment to the arts, culture, and youth development through safe and reaching programs offered at our neighborhood center. And of course, District 2 had to finalize the last act with the best show that you could ever imagine. Just kidding, guys. Everybody did a great show. So, on the morning of July 29th, I had the honor of joining Mayor Dyer, my fellow commissioners, and City of Orlando team members at Harry Lou Gardens to unveil a sustainability bench to celebrate our city's 150th anniversary. The bench is made entirely from recycled plastic collected by residents at Keep Orlando Beautiful events, symbolizing our community's commitment to greener future. On the 31st of July also was a special day for the City of Orlando as we commemorated the anniversary of our great city. I know that all 6 districts hosted days of service events to mark this milestone. In District 2, we dedicated our day of service to honor seniors by partnering with Seniors First at our Englewood Center. Our seniors are living libraries with thousands of stories and invaluable wisdom. We must take this time to listen to their experiences and honor their legacy they have built in our community. On the evening of August 5th, the Government Academy resumed, focusing on educating our community about government and more. The opening session saw an impressive turnout of 65 residents attending at the UCF downtown campus, which is our new headquarters for teaching. And the morning of August 7th marked a significant milestone as we broke ground for a new building with Ironworkers 808. Their commitment to strengthening our community through solidarity and skilled labor is inspiring. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to pull a Rubio here for a second. Thank you. I apologize for that. Standing alongside these hardworking professionals who exemplify dedication and teamwork is an honor. So congratulations to our Workers 808 on this exciting new chapter. And let's see. Oh no, I already talked about the last person, Mayor. That's all I have. I think Commissioner Stewart will be speaking from
Thank you, Commissioner.
overseas. Thank you.
Commissioner Stewart?
Thank you, Mayor, and I'll be short. Thank you, Commissioner Ortiz, for yielding me your time. I appreciate it. Let me just cover a couple of quick things. First of all, thank you to all those who are involved in our safety splash. I'll get a chance to thank them later on in person as well as in our next meeting. Also, I want to say thanks to the Day of Service. Mayor, thank you for coming out and for kicking off the Day of Service over at Edgewater High School. We served more than 350 families, I think, 37,000 pounds of food, 150 volunteers, and it was a great way to kick off our 150th year. And then last, I am not with you today because of I'm celebrating my wife and mine's 50th year. Started on August 7th, which means August 6th was our 49th anniversary. So in soccer terms, we're in our 50th year. So excited about doing that, and we're celebrating with a river cruise down the Danube River. And so thank you, Mayor, for allowing me to participate this way. I appreciate it. And I'll cover some more stuff at our next meeting. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sheehan?
Thank you, Mayor Dyer, and congratulations, Commissioner Stewart, and more so to your wife for putting up with you for that long. So we appreciate Ann very, 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 very much. And we also had a great time at the center. We had about 50 people on Mills 50 cleaning up trash. I don't know how much trash we ended up cleaning up, but we had a trailer full, and I just want to thank Addition Financial because they sent out their whole team to help us that day, and it was hot, so I really appreciate everybody that came out. I too wanted to mention the Family Parks and Recreational Summer Showcase. Wadeview, Colonial Town, and Langford were amazing, but I have to give it up, Commissioner Ortiz. Dover Shores rocked it. I mean, those kids, they were doing Lady Gaga song, their choreographic was amazing, and I mean, those little kids, I mean, they all had matching, I couldn't even tell who was who because I know a lot of those kids. And they had matching wigs and makeup, and I mean, they were on it. It was incredible. So, and it's also really nice for Dr. Phillips to have the kids out, because a lot of times that's the only time they get to go to Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center, and it was just absolutely magical. So yeah, I'll make sure I won't miss it either, because it was just incredible. I also want to thank Carol Adams Group. They have been doing school supplies for the children of Reeves Terrace for 21 years, and they have never missed a year. And I just want to thank them so much. And they're just not giving out backpacks. They make sure they have the calculators. They have everything that they need to start school, and they pay for everything. Carol Adams Group pays for everything. Their staff does the shopping, and I just cannot thank them enough, because, you know, it's one thing to get, you know, a zip pack with a few crayons in it. They make sure that those kids have everything that they need on the first day of school, and they are the most needy kids in my district. And I just want to thank Ted Carroll and Carol Adams Group so much for their continued support of Reeves Terrace. On 3B10, I'm also glad to see the Gap Bike Trail project, but we're still missing a link by Links over to Gertrude's Walk. So we still need to get that missing link connected. I'll keep calling it the missing link. And we really need that to link, you know, downtown to uptown. So I'd love to see that happen. Also on the agenda on item 3G, Orlando Venues, Lou Gardens is getting a historical resources grant. That's in District 3, but congratulations to you on that, Commissioner Stewart. Jennifer Dollander is doing great stuff at Lou Gardens. And with that, I will move the consent agenda, Mayor.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Ortiz. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so the motion carries. Okay, and we got Commissioner Stewart as an aye all the way from Austria. Okay, we will take a 30-second recess for those of you who are just here for the consent agenda to make your way to the rotunda. And without objection, we will recess the city council meeting, and we will convene the CRA meeting. I'll take the first two, which are meeting minutes of the CRA on June the 23rd. Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. B is advisory board meeting minutes from June 27th. Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. And I will let you take over with C.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, Commission. Our first item here is a restaurant program funding agreement with Nick and Luke's Fine Food Purveyor, Inc. This restaurateur brings 13 years of restaurant experience and operations to 201 East Pine Street. That's the PNC Bank building right there on Lake Eola. They've signed a 5-year lease for the 2,300 square foot space and will provide breakfast and lunch options Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Their total build-out cost is $239,000, of which they're eligible for CRA funding of $71,000, roughly $46,000 for tenant improvements, and $25,000 in rent abatement. Staff is available for questions.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. Are there questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. 4D.
All right, 4D is another restaurant program funding agreement, this time with the District Gastro Bar Hospitality, Inc. This restaurateur brings 5 years of restaurant ownership experience at 534 West Church Street, where they've signed a 10-year lease agreement for the 5,400 square foot space. The last several years, they have occupied 2,200 square foot of that space and are expanding another 3,200 square feet, which includes an outdoor seating area. Their total funding eligibility is $158,000, with $108,000 to be used for tenant improvements and $58,000 for rental assistance. With that, staff's available for questions.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And E.
This is a retail program funding agreement with Goblin Studios, LLC. This entrepreneur brings 5 years of ownership experience with a similar type retail business. Goblin Studios is located at 805 West Central Boulevard. That's just northwest of the Inter and Coast Stadium, next to the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando. They've signed a 5-year lease for this 2,300 square foot space where they'll function as a gallery, a retail store, and as a maker space for local artists to come and create. And so their total build-out cost is $150,000, which will include plumbing, flooring, and electrical work. The CRA incentive covers $75,000 for tenant improvements and $50,000 for rental assistance. Staff's available for any questions.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Any further business to come before the CRA?
No further business, Mayor.
Then we'll stand adjourned as far as the CRA.
Thank you.
We'll reconvene the city council meeting without objection. We'll move to hearings, ordinances, first reading, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance number 2025-29, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the city's adopted growth management plan to delete sub-area policy 15.9 from the growth management plan, providing for amendment of the city's official future land use maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. We have no request for public input. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. 11B, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance number 2025-33, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, vacating and closing and abandoning Dunbar Court and a portion of Callahan Drive, generally located south of Carter Street, west of South Division Avenue, and east of Avondale Avenue, both described in the Griffin Park plat, as recorded in Plat Book Q, page 72 of the Public Records of Orange County, Florida, and comprised of 1.3 acres of land, more or less, providing for conditions of abandonment, providing for the execution of affecting documents, severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. We do have one request to speak. Lawana Gelzer.
Excuse me. I don't need it for that. It's okay. Lawana Gelzer, 815 Hills Street, Orlando, 32805. This reminds me of my days as a child. Ready, set, go. The first, you're gonna close down the road. No, you says no impact to the community. There's not any financial impact. But why now? Because you got something to do with the land. The community of Griffin Park has been displaced. Where are they? And the reason why I have this map up is because for many, many years we talked about the contamination in Griffin Park. So here we go today, getting ready to do something major to the community, and it's all in one day. And do the community know what the effects of this is going to be? Will there be any transportation impact when you close this road down? Will there be? Is there any information to let you know? All I know is in the past, you've made a lot of decisions that affected us at a later date. When you put the soccer stadium right on top of Paramore without a transportation impact. What I'm saying is, you always put in the cart before the horse. And today, it reminds me of my childhood. Ready, set, go. And the go is get out, gentrification. The go is we have plans for Griffin Park. The go is what happened to all of those other people that live there, and who will be moving into Griffin Park once all of this is carried out. So this is just your first step. I'll be back, and I'm gonna say this again. I know you always vote against Lawana Gelzer because I come with the truth and the facts. But when will the commissioners stand up and say there's something wrong here? I told you one of the organizations that you just gave money to was inactive on SunBiz, and you still gave them the money. When will you start doing your job representing us and listening to us when we bring you information so you can make the best decision for the people and not just certain people, but for all? Ready, set, go. Thank you.
Okay, that's all the requests for public input that we have on that. Let's see, we're at the point where we need a motion.
We did one. I moved it.
Did you move it?
Second.
Okay. Madam Clerk, is that what you have? We already had a motion.
Yes, Mayor. I have
Okay.
a motion by Commissioner.
Sorry, I'm forgetful. I had a birthday. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, Madam Clerk, let's move to hearings, ordinances, second reading. We only have one, so let's do 12A.
Ordinance number 2025-25, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the land development regulations for the Veranda Plan Development generally located east of North Summerlin Avenue, west of Hill Avenue, north of East Washington Street, and south of East Jefferson Street, and to change the land development use for Lot 2, which is comprised of approximately 0.13 acres, providing for amendment of the city's official zoning maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. We have no request for comment on this. I'm going to recuse myself as my son represents the landowner on this matter. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, ordinances on first reading, 13A, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance number 2025-27, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to a street name change, renaming Shoal Creek Drive, which is described in the plat of Lee Vista Center, 436 West, Phase 1, Plat 1, according to the plat thereof, as recorded in the Plat Book 18, page 85 of the Public Records of Orange County, Florida, generally located between Lee Vista Boulevard and Butler National Drive to Amanda Adams Drive, directing amendments to the official maps of the City of Orlando, Florida, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan. We have one request to speak on this matter. Doug Zabin.
Mayor, Commissioners, Doug Zabin, Local 1365, 4005, North OBT. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the Commission. Thank you to the staff that put this together and all the hard work and the Metropolitan Board that approved this initially to honor our fallen sister, and so that we'll always remember her. It's very appropriate that the street in front of the firehouse that she worked at is named after her. And I just wanted to say thank you again, and I know we have to go through one more reading, and then hopefully we'll kind of have an unveiling, and we'll make sure that all of you invited, we'll work with the fire chief to make sure that we can make that event and have her family there. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate it to all of you and to the city staff that helped on this.
Thank you, Doug. Commissioner Ortiz.
I just want to say thank you for allowing us the honor of having her name in our district. We have one from the firefighters and one from the police department right across from the emergency center, so very proud of that. Thank you.
Okay, further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. 13B, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance number 2025-30, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the city's adopted growth management plan to change the future land use map designation for approximately 11.12 acres of land generally located south of Carter Street, east of Avondale Avenue, north of Murphy Street, and west of Interstate 4 from residential medium intensity to residential high intensity on the city's official future land use maps, providing for amendment of the city's official future land use maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. We do have one request for public testimony, LaWanda Gelzer.
Luana Gelzer, 815 Hill Street. Now I said, ready, set, go. Now you're changing the future land use from medium to high density. For 11.12 acres, let's just call it what it is. This is Griffin Park. That's what that is. You done moved the people that were out, never rectified the remediation from the contamination. What kind of dollars is going to be spent for infrastructure? What's going to happen? But I'm questioning your motives. Just close down the road. Now you're changing the use of the roads and the land. All in one day. And I say this to the commissioners, why such a hasty move today? Everything to Griffin Park. It's a sad day when you come before a council and you guys don't even look, don't call it Griffin Park, but it's all done in one day to the community, but you never ask how those people were displaced, and they were. And when I spoke earlier, I talked about how the houseless population, but what I failed to say was there's been a 25% increase in people who was homeless in Orlando. And I wonder why. We got rid of some housing. Now we're pretending to build some new housing. We don't know when it's going to happen. And I've watched this commission fail us many times. Community Land Trust, Commissioner Gray, you were the only one that questioned that organization about their financial stability. They bankrupt now. They bankrupt. So all I'm saying is you're going to change the future land use today. Ready, set, I'll be back for go. Thank you.
Okay, that's all the public testimony we have. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, Madam Clerk, 13C.
Ordinance number 2025-32, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, rezoning certain land generally located south of Carter Street, west of South Division Avenue, east of Avondale Avenue, and north of Murphy Street, and comprised of 11.1 acres of land, more or less, from medium-intensity development with the traditional city and Paramore Heritage Overlay Districts to planned development with the traditional city and Paramore Heritage Overlay Districts, providing a development plan and special land development regulations of the planned development district, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. We have two requests to speak on this matter. First up is Luana Gelzer. It is.
No problem. Delighted.
Sure.
Okay. Jonathan Blount, 7101 East Colonial. I want to set the stage here for a second. I hold in my hands very, very proudly the 55th anniversary edition of Essence Magazine. And the reason I'm so proud of it, it says in May of 1970, Essence Magazine was launched into the American publishing stratosphere, founded by Jonathan Blount and Cecil Hollingsworth and two others. And I am pleased to say that this is not my only contribution to the American historical landscape. I also have with me a plaque that was established in my home community, Monroe, North Carolina, where we fought the Ku Klux Klan and won and defeated them. So I stand here today and ask you for some consideration. And that consideration is this. The Griffin Park project, I learned from attending the Orlando Housing Board meeting, is a part of a package of redevelopments. And the single developer that has been awarded this contract has been tapped to have all of the housing projects redevelopment. And I'm not so sure that that's a fair and objective way to do things, but I want the council to consider the following. There is something called Section 3 of the Housing and Urban Development Act of 1968. It is a provision that aims to ensure that employment and other economic opportunities generated by certain HUD financial assistance are directed toward low and very low income persons, particularly those who are recipients of government housing assistance, and to businesses that provide opportunities to these individuals. In essence, it prioritizes low-income individuals and businesses employing them for jobs and contracts created by HUD funding projects. Essentially, and I talked to Colette Holt, who was employed by the city for the new SBE derivative, and that this is in force and it's in place. It is race and gender neutral, but what it states essentially is that all projects that are HUD initiated and co-funded must include members of the community for job training and for contracts. And historically, unfortunately, the Housing Authority doesn't have a good record on that. I talked to all of the black contractors in the city of Orlando in Central Florida, and none of them have ever received a contract from the Orlando Housing Authority. And I think board oversight is important in this case, that we see that this law, Section 3 of 1968, is followed to the letter for the betterment of the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jonathan. Luana Gelzer.
I don't know how to turn this back on. I'm sorry, Mayor. Thought he left it on. Yes, yes, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. What if I don't know. Do the best I can. Okay. Luana Gelzer, 815 Hill Street, Orlando, 32805. I started with ready. I said, set, ready, go. This is go. We're going to develop on this 11.5, but they say 11 acres, 1,000 affordable senior and market weight dwellings. 1,000. How many going to be attainable is the new terminology instead of affordable. How many are going to be attainable for the seniors who were moved out of Griffin Park? Is there going to be any CRA money given to this project? We already heard you already picked the person who's going to build it. It saddens me that I come before you and I've asked for a forensic audit. I've asked for a whole lot of things. I've talked about your credit rating, that you're not a AAA. You're not. Won't y'all check out for yourselves? If you're going to be a public servant, be the public servant and know who you're serving. There's a problem here. That the decisions have already been made, but you don't have the details before the community. How many, again, will be attainable? How many will be for the seniors? What about the remediation of the land, the contaminated land? Do you have that before you? And the answer most likely is, every time I ask the question, is no. So you're ready to go for a project, but you don't have these answers to these simple questions. And I spoke before you when you were giving $300,000 for the houseless, the homeless center commission. And I didn't say they didn't deserve the money. I just said you went on and spent $58 million, almost up to $100 million, but there's been an increase in people that is houseless. They actually got a D on their performance, a D. Then I asked, would there be any CRA money contributed to this project? And right now, based on the audit, I spoke earlier, but you gave the money to the organizations anyway, you're $30.5 million in debt. But this city is financially sound. The question is, if LaWanda can find it in 2 minutes, 2 hours, what are you doing?
Okay, thank you. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Ed, can you get us ready for general appearance?